Howdy guys and welcome back. Ruckus here with another gameplay episode. Today, my own gameplay. I am still not playing Blitz at the moment, but I've got plenty of games in the old back burner. Don't change the channel just yet though, these aren't that old, just a couple of patches at worst. And we are kicking things off today in a vehicle that's very fitting for this particular year. America, of course, about to go to the polls next month to decide whether they want to take a big steaming dump on all the values they're supposed to hold dear by electing a misogynist, xenophobic, unqualified and unprepared liar into their top office. The Trump candidacy, of course, very much like Wargaming's implementation of the independents into Blitz, both of them being very loud and showy, covered in a thin veneer of patriotism, but in reality just a big money-making exercise for all involved. And money is the theme of today's episode. I've got two replays to show off, and they are both in premium vehicles, and they both feature extra rewards at the end of the game that pump up the credits earned. And that right there is the biggest weakness of the independents, or the T-34 for that matter, and that is in the horrible gun handling. It's got 0.35 meters per 100 meters accuracy. Second shot here in the Tiger, yes, does go through, and a 3.1 second aim time. Couple that with the horrible traverses of the machine, 22 degrees hull traverse and 18 degrees turret traverse. It's just a very slow, sluggish machine to play. The gun trolls you just like that, always trolling you. It's got amazing penetration values. 248 millimeters of penetration with standard AP and 297 with APCR, but it always finds a way to troll you. It'll bounce off any armor surface, even with that amount of penetration. And for that reason, combined with the mobility, that's why the Independence has not seen much love on this channel. It does, however, pump out the credits, as we'll see at the end of this one. Now, if these Reds could just sit still for a minute, third shot on the Tiger finally seals the deal. Yeah, if these Reds could just stay on one side of the temple here, I could stay hull down and put the gun to good use, but they keep swapping back and forwards. Prototype's coming out. That's not a wise decision, and he does not live to get out of that one. Slow reload on this gun too, it only does 4 rounds per minute. T-44 there, not quite fast enough getting him back into cover. Damage will add up though if you can keep this thing hull down. It's got that amazing American gun mantlet, 279 millimeters of armor there. Means you are pretty much invincible from the front if you can keep it hull down. Tiger, yeah, always a safe bet with the front of a tier 7 Tiger. So the team's doing alright. Unfortunately, the Limpe, who's with me in the Carnarvon, had a bit of a rough game. He's dropped out. Only one of our team members do get knocked out so far. Hold still, IS. That one manages to go through. Seems like sometimes the chanciest shots are the ones that connect, and the absolute sitters are the ones that somehow bounce off or miss altogether. Just 2 remaining. Moving here to derp the Tiger 1 in the face. Tiger 223 there, the skin. And the teams roll in to finish this guy off. Will they get the kill? Oh. Yes, through the turret, just power the way through. Probably went through the gun mantlet. But from that range, with that amount of pen, can't fail to get a kill. So a first class badge, the Confederate Award and Sniper on this thing. 3.755 damage with 2 kills, 12 shots fired, decent hit ratio 2, and there it is, 213,000 credits and 9,000 or just over 9,000 XP. As this was one of those, that new event that Wargaming have brought in just recently, and that is your seasonal milestone on vehicles that you've earned for a year, which is a pretty good little incentive I've found. It's one of the better things they've implemented. If you've got a really big garage, there's a lot of tanks you will just never play because there's just not enough time in the day, or you don't like them that much. But with this kind of incentive, the ×5 on the XP and the ×2 on the credits, it just gives you a reason to play stuff that you perhaps haven't touched for a while. And that's what that game was, and that's why it earned so much. The tier 8 premiums obviously being the best earners in the game, and if you can double that down, that is some big money right there. We drop down a tier for the second and final game. Tier 7, don't use an E25 as cover, Arsehole Jackson. A Supremacy game. I don't think I've shown any Supremacy games to date. So the tier 7 premiums, obviously not quite as proficient with the credits as the tier 8s, but this machine is a little powerhouse, and you can make a decent profit with it in this kind of game if you're not relying on your APCR rounds too much. E25 does have pretty poor pen, as I ignore the VK3001D to take out the bigger threat. Ram to death the Sperrpanzer 1C. Here with Mr. Ouija in the T62 as we roll in to take down this KB13. Who is focusing down Ouija, but together we should wrap this guy up pretty quick. Does not know which way to look. Ouija's taking some hits, but one more from me should be enough. I can now move on. Take down this T34 tier 5 Soviet medium who's hiding at the back for some reason. First shot derps in the ground. Lock the target. One more should do it. Yes, second kill. The Reds are on 2 capture points, but we're miles ahead by points, so there's no rush here. So we lose our first teammate. Speculative shot at the VK. This thing is a beast for firing on the move. The accuracy is so good. T150 next. Ignore the VK again. Slow down briefly to take him out. I was lucky that someone else hit him just before me. And I was going to sit on cap here, but that would be too boring. Sweep past instead. 2 tanks remaining. I'd like to get at least one more kill. That VK is looking primed. We zoom in. 1 on the move. Lock the target for the killing blow. Easy. And now duck in behind the T25-2 who has nowhere to run. He's on fire. One more shot for the 5th. A nice little Radley's there. And it's games where you just flow from one quick kill to the next in this thing that remind me why I love it so much. And so with that game, another mission bonus, personal mission bonus with 90,000 credits. I don't find those missions as compelling. They just kind of pop up when you complete them. I don't even look at them. But that's a nice little earner for a tier 7 premium. Just over 1/3 credits in 2 games. And the episode done, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.